Recovery underway for the markets, but let's get in our first corporate for the show. We have UFlex, which has joined in. Remember, the stock was buzzing around yesterday after the company announced that they will develop personal protective equipment cover called Flex Protect. To discuss this and more, we're joined by Rajesh Bhatia, the CFO of UFlex. Thanks a lot, Mr. Bhatia, for joining in. Ever since the pandemic did break out, India has become the second largest manufacturer of this PPE kit. Is your product similar to that? What is the sort of revenue opportunity that you see from this? Are you going to distribute it pro bono or earn some revenue from this?
So I think where a lot of manufacturing of the PPE earlier in the country is like, just stitch something, taking some fabric, non-woven, and, does not have any protection, full protection. So what we've done is we've developed this, microbial film in collaboration with RT, which gives a complete, sort of protection against any fluids or any other, the solids getting into your body. And, the designing also has been multiple layers. There are 4 layers which protect any outside things getting into the stuff, or even the stitches have been sealed, the stitches have been sealed so that, so it's a complete protection. While, the country was requiring a lot of PPE to begin with, so the PPEs initially that came up were just like, wearing a dress of a non-woven fabric, but no protection. But I think as the things go in a better way, I think we will see that, a lot of companies will only start to deliver only the high value added items rather than the items which actually offer hardly any protection. Yes.
Right. Mr. Bhatia, we get that point, and kudos to you and your team, for coming up with this sort of a product. As you've said, that you believe that this product is quite a solid one. Now, the stock has seen a solid move in the last couple of days after you came out with this announcement. So from a stock market point of view, they would like to know what kind of revenue potential could this have? Second point is, are you making any fresh investments to come up with this product? And the third part is, what about margins? Give us some brief commercial details.
Okay. So I think we're looking at about, we largely targeting the government tenders. So all the states as well as HL have come out with their tender requirements for this product. And, the product is already approved by DRDO, so, we qualify. Now, anywhere between 100,000 per day to about 125,000 per day would be the opportunity, which could translate into a turnover of about 300 to 400 CR. So the margins, I think the EBITDA margins initially would be high, but a normalized margin would be about 20%, given that this will be required by the medical staff. This will also be required for many other applications. So we are also looking at retailing it also, and even e-commerce activity out of that also, which will be largely small, but largely we're looking at the large government tenders for this business.
That looks like a decent business opportunity. 300 crores in terms of additional revenue would mean around 5% addition to your current revenues. Over and above that, margins at 20%, even normalized, would be much higher than what you did, around 12.5% in the year that went by. But if you could tell us a little about the fresh investments that you are going to make in this business, and by when do you expect the capacity to fully ramp up? 300 crores revenue, yes, we take it, but by when does that come in?
So the investment for this is not much, because it is simply non-woven fabric. You can even buy from the market, but we have some capacity existing, and we ordering some new machines. The coating, extrusion coating is already what we do. So the key was actually to develop that the coating, the polymer coating layer, which gives it the complete protection. So I think with that having been done, not more than between $3 to $5 million is what you need to spend to create that kind of a capacity. So not much investment over here, given that a lot of equipments which are used to make this and all that are already existing in the system.
All right, Mr. Bhatia. So, we wish you well in terms of this new product. We'll wait for further clarity on that, but it sounds like a decent, revenue opportunity. Let's talk about the other parts of your business. What are the current BOPET spreads? What are the current BOPP spreads? I think the last time we spoke, it was roughly in that range of around 45 to around 55. Give us the updated number.
So I think the spreads have come down a bit in the last 1 month or so, given that, the exports from India were stopped because, a lot of importing countries, because of the demand, the supply chain constraints, as well as a lot of these importing countries putting some kind of an extra benchmarks to clear the consignments and all that. So that was not happening. So with that result, the overseas margins have improved quite a bit. But the domestic margins, because of the oversupply situation, are down a bit. But the silver lining is that even the raw material prices are down a bit. So we will actually be looking to maintain those margins, but in the worst analysis, they could be about 1 or 2% on a negative side only in the month of May, particularly. But the silver lining is that the volumes have ramped up. So overseas in April as well as in May, I think we have the record volumes. The best ever volumes. April was the ever best, and then May succeeded that. So we're looking at June, July also a much better volume to come from our overseas operations. The Indian operations in April were, overall operations were looking at about 60-65% capacity, whether that includes films, packaging, holography, or aseptic. But in May now, we are looking at 90-95% capacity utilization. So in India, we are back. And overseas, we were already running at above 100% all throughout, and April and May were probably the best month.
Mr. Bhatia, thanks a lot for joining in. The street likes what you say. They will hold on to the promise that you've made with regards to the volume as well as the revenue opportunity of these PPE kits. We will keep an eye out on how it pans out. The stock at the high point of the day. With that, we'll slip into a short break.